Okay. So, I mean, starting off with Fiddle, right?
Yeah.
So, Fiddlesticks as a champion, he is very, very fucking broken. I'm sure you have heard me talk about the champion.
Yeah.
I speak very highly of the champion. I think he's beyond disgusting. I've always thought he was disgusting. But the fact that a champion can ult and have a potential of 5-man fearing while doing extreme damage doesn't seem legal to me. So I speak very highly of Fiddle. That said, the champion. I mean, let's just start with builds, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to change it up and you want to do boots first over Hextech Alternator. Because you don't need the AP ratios. The AP ratios do not make any sense for him. You don't do damage with AP, is what I'm trying to say, right? On camps. And you just want to full clear into 6, and then when you have 6, you want to make something happen. Because your champion is not a champion without 6. So you should aim to get 6 as fast as you can, and with boots you move faster on the map. And yeah, as I said, like Alternator does not do damage to camps, so you should get rid of that immediately. Start building boots first. Something you can also do.
Is boots Dark Seal then the first back kind of thing?
Boots Dark Seal?
Yeah.
If you have the gold, yeah, but you shouldn't be able to have the gold.
Okay.
Because when you full clear, like when you clear 25 camps, right? Or 28 CS, you get 920 gold. A little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how fast you are. So you can't get Dark Seal and tier. I mean, do you want tier 1 boots or do you want tier 2? Which one are you talking about right now?
Tier 2 and Dark Seal.
Yeah, that is too much gold, right? It's this
1450, yeah.
Yeah, which you can't get on first base. So you should always aim to get boots. Boots is this. How do you do it, you ask? Because 920 is not doable. Futures Market. Exactly. Futures Market is probably one of the most broken runes in the game because it cheats the system. It keeps you ahead of the curve. Now, talking about Futures Market, you don't want to use it on something like Amplifying Tone, right? You want to use it on spikes. A spike is boots. A spike is rocket belt. A spike could be alternator, depending on when like the game state. But we want to use it on spikes that are game defying, and a amplifying tone is not really game defying because it's 50 gold that you just bend the 50 gold. Yeah. That said, perfect timing is good on Fiddle because you are going Sonias. But I don't think it's necessary. If you jump the wall, right, you should usually kill someone, and if you get your damage off, you don't care about dying. Like, dying doesn't mean anything if you used to, like, if you did 300 damage or 3000 damage to 3 people, right, or whatever, you jump the wall, you fear someone, you kill someone, and you die, you don't care, because all you need to do is get your damage off, then dying doesn't matter. Another thing, right, is if you are solo AP.
Yeah, I'm very rarely solo AP. There's either support or mid laner.
Yeah. I see that. I mean, usually speaking, when you want to pick Fiddle, you want to be solo AP because his build relies a lot on him being solo AP. Because if you, let's say you have this, right, you have a Syra here and maybe a Kame or something, they can just go magic resist and you can't really go Void Staff. It doesn't really fit your build. But you should get Void Staff. If you need the Void, you have to get it because, as I said to you, if you die but you do your damage, it doesn't matter if you die. You're completely okay with dying. So, good to see that you buy Rocket Build at least.
Yeah. In pre-season when he was broken, I used to go Leandri's Dark Harvest. That was nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beyond broken.
I mean, Leandris can also have value.
What, even now, you think?
Leandris could have value. Let me say it like that, right? If they were extremely tanky and they would buy magic resist, Leandris just cheats it. So Leandris was good. I think Rocket Build is extremely broken, right? The fact that you get 5 magic penetration when you finish a legendary item. On top of that, you get 6 magic pen from finishing the item. And I mean, the other stats are also really nice, right? Plus a dash.
Yeah. The dash is really nice.
Did you change these runes after we talked about them, or is it something you always did?
No, I always take the 3 on the right for fiddle.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's good. Like you have the right. Did you try Future's Market?
Yeah, I've tried it a bit. I think. What would you swap it out for? Cosmic or would Stopwatch?
Stopwatch for sure.
Okay.
Stopwatch for sure. Like the thing about the stopwatch is you're not even getting the 600 gold, right? If this item was 600 gold item, it would be pretty broken. But you're not getting 600 gold because when you have stopwatch in runes, Sonya's goes up in price.
Oh really? Oh, yeah. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you kind of get baited by the rune. Although stopwatch is really nice on Fiddle, right? But it's fake safety that you don't need. It just feels nice having Sonya's because you feel safe. But you're not supposed to feel safe. As I said to you, if you get your damage off and die, it doesn't matter at all. You are completely fine with dying.
Mm-hmm. So what would the build path you would say would you go?
The build path? I mean, the build path is depending on the game. There is a couple of options. If you're solo AP, they can't go magic resist. And if they can't go magic resist, what is the highest damage item?
Rabadons.
Exactly.
Although is Horizon Focus not good as well?
Horizon Focus isn't bad. It's pretty good on Fiddle. So you can also go Horizon Focus on Fiddle. And I mean, yeah, Horizon Focus is pretty good. You can do that second item as well. I'm not entirely sure which one is best, but obviously Rabadons is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Like 600 gold is a lot, and also like you having to base or you having to have needlessly lots rot on every base is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
So I think Horizon Focus is just better. But yeah, if you are solo AP, you should be okay with going Rabadons because of the fact that it increases your total ability power by 35%, which is a lot, and it will keep going up, right? Like the more AP you get, the more value this will have.
Yeah.
So it's 600 gold well spent because you're getting the full value from the ability power. So I will still say Rabadons is for sure better if you're solo AP. So do you know, like, have you seen my streams when I talk about Morello?
No, not really.
Okay, then I will talk about it.
So shit buy or good buy?
You're going to see, and you can like from what I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna assess the situation yourself. So Oblivion up, right? Dealing magical damage to an enemy champions inflicts them with 40% grievous wounds for 3 seconds. Okay, Morello does the exact same here, but increased to 60% if the target is left with 50% or of their maximum health. Right, so 50%. Like when they're 50% less, it gets better. But when they're 50% or less, they are dead usually. Right?
Yes.
They are usually dead.
As a fiddle, right?
Yes, as a fiddle.
Okay.
Other champs as well. But it doesn't make sense to me that you would spend that much gold, right? An Oblivion Up gives 800. It's 800. Yeah. And Morello is 2,500 that you're not using on like valuable stats, right? You are only building Morello for the passive, because if you want the stats, there are way better items that give way better stats. So you should, if you need the Oblivion Up, like Fiddle is a pretty good one for the Oblivion Up, since he has AoE, right? Then go Oblivion Up. Don't finish it. You can finish it last item if you really need it, but do not finish this item if you just are sitting on the component. The component is good enough, as you can see, right? I don't even have to say it. You should be able to just, like, realize this on your own.
Yeah.
Because you
So
are again building this for this, not for this, right?
Yeah. So you build it, but you just sit on the
You just
Oblivion
sit
of.
on the component if you really need it. If you don't need it, don't do it, right?
Okay.
Obviously, but that should
Yeah.
make sense to you.
Yeah.
If you're not solo AP, let's quickly talk about that. You should, like, of course, still Rocket Belt is 10 times better than anything else you could go. Then, I mean, potentially, you can go Sonya's into Void, because you need to do damage, right? You need to do damage on this champion, or it's completely useless. So you could do Void, you could do like Void second, but I mean, it's kind of shitty because you don't want to play Fiddle if you're not solo AP. That's the thing. So we're making builds, like we're making a build for you that you shouldn't be using. Like this game as well, right? Just quickly, it's not really like a nice game for Fiddle because you have this guy, you have this guy, but they're more supportive and they don't really do damage. Where you have, you know, Jinx and Jace. So if they go magic resist, this guy is gonna do true damage to them.
Yeah.
So this game is not like the worst one because it's supportive AP champions. It's not carries, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going heavy magic or ability power items. So this one isn't the worst. But think about your champions. This is also my next point, right? If you are later into the draft, you know there is you if you're blue team, you get first pick, and then red team gets 1-2. Then blue gets 2,
3.
or they get 2-3 exactly, and then you get 3 and 4, and then so on, right?
Yeah.
If you're later down the ladder here,
Mm-hmm.
think about your champion, right? Do not just blindly lock in Fiddle if it doesn't make sense. And when do you think you want to play Nuno? Just quickly talking about it.
Long laners.
You want to pick Nunu when there's someone who can carry, and you have
Yeah.
CC and lanes, because if you don't have CC and lanes, it's relatively hard for people to follow up. I'm not sure if you know that, but I was 1 KLP on Nunu and Elise. This champion, it has to cheese a lot, right? I mean, we can just move on to the next one. So this champion, it has to cheese a lot, which means you need to be very creative when you pick this champion. If enemy wards, you need to be aware. So you path around the vision that enemy has, and you need to play around laners that have a lot of CC. So, I mean, we can just do this one quickly. In this game right here, where should you path and why?
I mean, this was a strange game. Probably bot lane, because they have the Leona set up.
You have a lot of CC, right? And you have a hyper carry, arguably, in the bot lane.
Yeah.
So,
and it's against Yumi Affiliates.
Yeah,
Immobile.
Immobile, exactly right. Immobile team. You need to play around your strong sides. And when you talk about this, you already need to construct your next gank. Like, if you have to gank level 2, you do it. Because, as I said to you, this champion is garbage. This champion is fucking shit. But if you can abuse bad laners, he's good. And he looks better than the champion is. Because if you scale up with this champion, you're just going to be useless.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So with Nunu, it's all about finding the win con and just
like it's about like really abusing your ganks, right? So if you get flashes on bot lane, you have to cheese. I'm not sure how to phrase this in a way where it doesn't sound bad, but you need to play like a pedophile. Right? You need to do stuff that only this champ can do, because this champion, you hear me? Yeah, so on this champion, right? You see this? These are scuttles, right? These are scuttles.
Yes.
Your champion benefits very hard from these scuttles. So if you get a scuttle and you get a flash from bot lane or top lane, you just use and abuse this exact spot because Scuttle movement speed is so fucking disgusting on this champion. If they're in middle of lane, you can run them down, right? That's kind of dirty. So if you ever get to, get the Scuttle, and you might have made a gank happen before that, abuse the Scuttle. Don't base because it looks good. Like, you have to play really, really disgusting on this champion. I don't like people playing Nunu because I think it creates like very bad habits. And when I mean bad habits, I mean ganks that only this champ can make. And yeah, you have to pray so hard on a lane that they consider rage quitting. Because you need to abuse your ganks very hard. Alright, I think you got the point. Just quickly, do you know about the level 1 invade on Nunu?
No.
Alright, I'll just show you quickly. While I'm logging in. So Fawn Mail as an item is complete shit. It's kind of the same as Morello, but like a tank item, right?
Yeah.
Only want to go this item if you really, really must do it. Because Bramble.
So getting Bramble is fine.
Bramble is fine.
Sit on it.
If you need to. Like, this game, you don't need either. Fawn Mail is probably the worst buy you could make. You should definitely go Magic Resist. You're playing versus double mid jungle, so double AP mid jungle. Alright, I'll just show you the level 1 invade quickly. Because it's pretty funny. You shouldn't use it a lot, but you should just be aware that it's a thing. It will probably work in low elo every single time. Might disconnect.
You keep cutting out. Hello?
Yeah? Okay.
Hello?
Does it work?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, you hear me? Do you hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, now I do.
Alright. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I can hear you, so I don't know what it is.
Strange. Yeah, you just cut out. So I heard like Thornmail, and then Thornmail is the worst item you can get here. That was about it.
Alright. I mean, I'll just go back to the Nunu point after showing you. But yeah, this game, right, Thornmail doesn't do much. It's useless versus Yorick. It's good versus Twitch, but Twitch shouldn't be fed. Because you should gank bot lane. You have a lot of CC, and he's immobile. So I'm not sure how that happened. This is the game we're going to watch, right?
Is it?
I mean, it's the last played, so I'm assuming.
No.
Maybe. Okay.
No, the Rengar game is like.
Oh, right. Yeah, this one.
I think. Yeah, that
okay.
one. That one, the Nika just ran it down.
All right.
At one point.
So you know how you get movement speed, right? I mean, I'm not getting the movement speed here because it's a practice tool game. Fucking sucks. This game right here. Okay. I mean, it's the same issue with the Fawn Mail, right?
Yeah.
Bramble is fine because they have triple AD, so Bramble is completely fine. But you need armor. Not armor, but you need health. If you don't have health, you're still gonna get cut through.
So do you just rush like Bramble and then Deadman straight away or something like that?
Deadman's as an item isn't necessarily good, but it's pretty good on Nunu. I used to build it like only because of the fact that the movement speed is really good on the champion. Okay, but yeah, do you see the movement speed that you get from base? Pay attention here.
Yeah.
What you can do with the movement speed, I actually made this up. Kind of funny. So you are here, and then look how fast I am.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And you make it to enemy base.
Holy shit.
And you can do it everywhere on the map. You can do it all the way from here and into here. Do it here, down here, And of course, you can do the same here.
Yeah.
And you can also run through here and do it. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, after playing 1,000 games of Nunu, you kind of get bored, so you think of different stuff. And yeah, I mean, you can use it in lower elo, but you should do it more for fun because you don't learn from it. You just get an early lead. What?
You're just cheesing.
Yeah, you're just cheesing. But the thing about this champion is that you have to cheese. The champ sucks.
Yeah.
The champ is god awful. Okay, so Bramble, right? Bramble is fine.
Mhm.
It's the exact same as you can see when struck by an attack. Deal 3 medical damage to the attacker and apply 40% grievous wounds for 3 seconds if they are a champion. So it's the exact same, just phrased a bit different.
Yeah.
And I mean, Thornmail, shitty stats. Pretty good passive, but not good enough to make up for the stats. And if you don't have a lot of health, the stats are useless.
Yeah.
Another thing is Sunfire, right? Sunfire is pretty good. It's extremely expensive though. And your champion doesn't like building expensive items because he is not supposed to get a lot of gold. Another thing is...
So what item do you go instead of Sunfire?
Yeah, that's... You should also go, like the thing with Sunfire is it grants all other legendary items 5% tenacity and slow resistance. That's pretty good for Nunu. But you already have this. You already have tenacity, and you also have Mux. So do you need more tenacity? You have 30% tenacity for Mux, and you have... I mean, this can stack up, right? And you can gain a lot from it. Gain 5 tenacity plus an additional 2.5 for every legend stack, max 10 stacks. So a lot. Do we need more?
No.
Not really. And you also have Phase Rush.
Yeah.
So we just need to get early spikes and be oppressive. Yeah. Gauntlet is really nice because you can sit on them. They can't move. The passive is pretty useless though, so you're not doing it for the passive. You're just doing it because it's cheaper. 400 gold cheaper. Those 400 golds, like that 400 gold can go to a Dark Seal, potentially. Dark Seal is really good on this champ because you're tanky. Another thing is you can also go the AP version of the Nunu. It's probably better now, to be honest. Also way more fun to play. But I don't think you should be doing that right now. I think you should be focusing on how to play the game and learn the game. Yeah. Okay. Want to see what you buy on first base usually?
Cinder.
Yeah, Balmy Cinder. I mean, if you have, let's say, like usually you will get a kill early on because of your ganks, right? Usually you'll get a kill. Let's count on you having a kill. Like normally when I played the champ, I got a kill in like 9 out of 10 games. So you'll have like 1,200. Then you should get a Ruby, a Dark Seal, and Boots, right? Because Boots on this champion is extremely important. Because you're supposed to be fast, you're supposed to be cheesing. You're supposed to do a lot of ganks that only this champ can. So boots are really important on this champion. Yeah. So if you have the gold, you go boots, you go Dark Seal, and you go Ruby.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, stop doing Thornmail. It's so shit. But it's the same with Morello.
Okay.
If you don't know it, obviously you can't change it. Yeah. I'm actually not sure. I just quickly want to see. I mean, this guy is not the best when it comes to like runes and builds. He's pretty good on Nunu, but runes and builds. Okay, he's going AP. Yeah. I mean that changes it. At least he's building correct. Yeah, I mean that.
Rocket Belt Dark Seal Rabadons. That's insane.
I mean it's fun. I think it's very fun to play champ, and he is also really really good on Nunu. So if you want to learn more about Nunu, I think you should watch his stream. But in terms of building, I mean you can go AP, but I don't recommend it. You need to know your limits extremely well.
Yeah.
Or you'll have like a hard time. Okay.
Makes sense.
Is there any other champs you would like me to look at?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean another thing is you should keep your champion pool relatively short. Or not short but small, right?
Yeah, I made the mistake of spamming Eve when that was a slight issue.
I mean, you're also going Lich Bane. I mean, you haven't played it for a long time, right? But Lich Bane, you only go Lich Bane on this champion if you need to overkill. And when I say overkill, I mean like Trundle, for example, right? Or not Trundle, but Trundlemere.
Yeah.
The champion has ult, so you need to overkill him.
I mean, if you want to check, I think if you want to check Eve games, I think.
I mean, how do you think that like playing Eve is going to make you better right now? I also saw you had the wrong runes on Eve. Actually, you didn't. Never mind. But do you think playing Eve is the most important thing for you right now?
No,
I think playing Fiddle.
Play.
Yeah, she is pretty fun. But playing Fiddle is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Learning Fiddle, it creates some very good habits in terms of reset timers, how to path, how to be efficient, how to not waste time, right? So how to be efficient. So you have like the best of both worlds. Let me say it like that, right? Fiddle is the best at farming and being efficient, and then Nunu is the best at being a pedophile.
Yeah.
So I mean, as I said, right, I don't recommend this playstyle, but it's probably the most optimal for solo queue since laners are relatively bad. So the chance of you getting like a lot of kills off cheesy ganks is pretty high. Yeah. But yeah, you sure you don't wanna look at other builds? I mean, right now I've found a lot of flaws in some builds. So what else do you play?
I mean, Diana got nerfed. She was quite fun. I mean, the Warwick again. The Divine. I played Warwick a lot when Divine Thunder was really strong.
All right.
Udyr got nerfed into the ground. Vi, you can look at Vi. Vi's alright.
The thing with Udyr is it depends on how you play the champion, because there is a guy called Aribo. I'm not sure if you know him.
No, I don't think so.
But he plays Udyr with Conqueror, with Unflinching. He plays the champ like a carry, like a real carry. And that's also, I mean, that's also the way that the champ should be played.
I played him like that last season.
Yeah.
And just did bear stance and just invaded level 3.
Yeah, but bear stance is shit.
It used to be good though.
Yeah. But it never used to be better than what's it called?
Oh wait, not bear. Tiger stance.
There we go. Yeah, tiger stance. Yeah.
I meant tiger.
Okay, good. good. I was about to be afraid.
Bear is E. Yeah, bear. No.
So he plays it like this: conditioning, unflinching, and then with this setup. The thing with this setup is when you hit 12 minutes, conditioning kicks in. It makes you
absolute Chad.
Yeah, you can say it like that. Right? It makes you extremely tanky. Unflinching, tenacity. It makes it so that you can't get CC'd, kind of like Nunu. And then he full clears a lot, so that he is not reliant on getting random kills. He full clears. He gets ahead of the curve and ahead of enemy jungle. I think this champion should definitely be played more like this, and should only be played like this, to be honest. But I mean, you kind of need to know your limits as well on the champ. So
What build do you go?
He changes it up depending on the game. Like he can go Frostfire some games. Some games he goes Goldringer.
Okay.
Some games Divine. Like it depends on the game a lot. I can
Okay.
send you a stream after if you want. Like he's also
Yeah.
relatively
He's
smart about the game when it comes to items and how to play the
Mhm.
game. So he can also teach you some stuff as well.
Mhm.
All right.
Cool. Thanks.
You want to look at why you said?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So. I mean, it's the same issue, right? Full mail is beyond shit on this champ. Like this is probably one of the worst champs for the item. You're supposed to play it more as a carry. Right?
Yeah. I think the only reason I went it in that game was because of Yi. No, Yi
Yeah,
wasn't
because of you.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have it further down the line, right? You have it here,
Yeah.
and here you go Bramble, probably going into full mail. So it's an occurring, like it's something that you do a lot, right? It's an occurring fact. You should play it as a carry. And when I mean play like a carry, I mean you could go Eclipse. You could play Divine Sun, like Divine into Sterix. Divine into Sterix is definitely more easy to play. More tank orientated, which I think you might prefer.
Yeah.
Like seeing that you go 4 mil every game. But yeah, you should definitely play it more like a carry. So Divine into Sterix is the way to go. Yeah, if you want like in this specific game, if you wanted something versus E, you should go. I'm gonna assume that he went the Collector Duskblade. You could go Frozen Heart. You could go Radiant's Omen isn't bad, but Frozen Heart is the best. Like he's also going in this game, he's going lethality, right? So
yeah,
any armor is good armor. If he goes the unhit build, it's a bit different. But yeah, stop doing 4 mil. I'm gonna bonk you in the head if I see it again. And the same with Morello. Alright, is that it? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
And keep the champ pool short. Like keep the champ pool very small. Because if you want to improve on the game, playing 10 times, like 10 champs is not gonna do it for you. Keep it small. Alright, let's go. So have you seen me coach before?
Yeah.
So you know how it's going to be.
Top should win early. Gwen has a power spike level like really early.
She
and then
has
really
a power
late,
spike
right?
level 1. There's a power spike level 1, and she's genuinely one of the strongest laner early on, right? But she's also relatively easy to gank for you. She also has no flash, which usually tends to mean free kill when you're playing Nuno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, explosive matchup in top lane, right? Explosive matchup. The thing for you is currently you're plat, right? So you don't have to learn the matchups in depth. You just have to know the genuine, like not the genuine. You have to know the you just have to know a little bit about lane. Then you're good to go. And like when I mean a little bit, I mean like very little. You just have to know like a little bit about wave manipulation and wave management and how champs function. Because these champs, right, they fight a lot.
Yeah.
So that usually tends to mean they're gonna be relatively low HP.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you need to know. You just need to know like the genuine grasp of the lanes. You don't have to go like very in depth. What about mid lane?
Mid gets pushed in.
He probably will get pushed in early on, yeah. But at some point, Velkas will just delete the wave, and that would be it. So yeah, let's just go with he's gonna get pushed in. Is ganking possible in mid lane?
Yeah, but you don't really have kill pressure early.
No, he can just use his sling, and then he's out of there.
And then bot lane is explosive again because it's melee into range, but not the best gank setup either.
Not the best, no. But very explosive, and also Yasuo as a champion wants to fight a lot. and fresh the same. So as you said, right, explosive, which means you don't need to have setup because they have to fight, right? They will set it up for you.
Yeah.
And like Nami is relatively good setup, right? If you hit the ball, she can Q on the ball, and they get knocked up, and that's pretty good setup in my eyes. So you do have decent setup, and you have good follow up. It's just about seeing it, right? Because Nami as a champion, it doesn't scream setup. It doesn't scream, we're gonna like you're gonna be able to gank here, right? Where I really might scream it a little bit harder. Then you also have to think about your matchup, because Rengar is a champion that usually tends to do free camps into invade. How do you need to stop that from happening?
What did he do this game? He did a 3 camp into an invade.
Yeah, I mean, they call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things. No. So the thing about Rengar, right, is
you can, I guess, to stop it happening, you can early ward, or you can level 2 gank so you're not in the jungle when he's invading.
Yeah, or what you can do as well is that you can go blue to red buff, because then he doesn't get to do free camps, right? And then you are not close to a bush.
That also makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So what you should do is, what do you want to gank here? Right?
Top. I want to get top.
Okay, we want to get top ahead. That's fine. I'm not gonna say anything about that right now. I'm just gonna roll with what you want to do. So we want to get top ahead. Okay, so if that's what we want to do, we should do blue, red, and then path back up to top lane. Because if you do red, blue, you can do Grump, sure, and stay, but then you offer Rengar your Raptors, right? We're okay with him taking your golems. It doesn't matter. We don't want to clear them anyways. So if we want to end top lane, we should do blue, red, path back to top lane. So blue, red, Raptors, Wolves, then you're level 3, and you end top side. I'm sure that's not what you did, and I'm okay with that. You just have to be creative, avoid your weakness. Your weakness is early and invades, and play to your strengths, which is ganking, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can tell you I didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
what a great idea that would have been.
I would have been very surprised if you did.
I don't know. I think I autopiloted pretty hard.
Yeah, you're AFK. Not a great start.
Nope.
Not the greatest of starts, for sure. And then warding here is really troll, because if you ward here, right? If you ward here, you will only see him when he is in the bush, which is too late, right? You want to ward here. Boom, boom. So you see him invade. Because when you see him invade, you know that he's there. Right? Instead of seeing him here on the ward where he just jumps you and kills you. But yeah, the plan hasn't changed. You still want to do gank topside, which is fine. As, like, if someone flashed, maybe that changes your plan, right? Because Nunu as a champion loves flashless enemies. So you have to pay attention to that. I'm pretty sure someone flashed.
Nami.
Okay.
Oh no, she didn't flash. Nami didn't flash.
Yeah, okay. So nothing was spent. Fair enough. Then we just stick to the plan. Because let's say fresh flashed, right?
Yeah.
That means
level 2 gank.
Yeah, like level 2 gank is possible, but also it just opens up avenues, because Fresh can't like land some flash and get Yasuo out of there. And if Fresh is standing like somewhat in the same line as Yasuo, right? Like this line here, they're dead.
Yeah.
So you just have to pay attention to the flashes as well. And you also, like, important that you pay attention to the wards, because if he went here and warded this, they know where you are. And Nunu only gets countered by enemies having vision on him, and enemies being above 50 IQ, which they are not in the EUW you're in right now. Right? So if they see you, it might not be the end of the world, because they're probably not going to be respecting you, but if you see a ward here, be aware of it, because it might mean that you have to change your pathing a little bit so you don't get spotted and you don't have to be even more creative to find your gank. Another thing, right, is if you see them ward and the ward is not, up here or in the bush, the ward is irrelevant. It might even be irrelevant if it's in the bush here and you come with snowball, right, and you ride into lane. Because what counters Nuno the hardest is wards on camps. Because if they see you on the camp, they know where you are. Right?
Yeah.
But if they see you here, or they see you here, or here, or here, right? It's way too late. They will die.
Yeah.
So pay attention to ward placement is so important on this champion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because, as we said before, you need to be like very cheesy. You need to be creative. And yeah. Nuno, like Rengar's a champion. He needs to invade, so I'm gonna expect him to be here. And don't use snowball. Like, never, ever use snowball on blue. Like, look at the damage that it does here. 32 damage for a 14-second cooldown. That's not something we want to do. If we want to use snowball on the blue, we use it here. Already here, because we need it to be big if you want the damage, because the damage is actually pretty strong, right? If you use it on a laner, it can do like a lot of damage, right? And the same with blue. The bigger the snowball is, the more damage. So it could be like 250 damage, but if you use it up close, it's 32 damage that is completely irrelevant. Plus, it means that you have 14-second cooldown for like no real reason, right? It's better to just finish blue. Or make it low. You could make it like 300 HP, 400 HP. W from here onto the Grump and finish blue, then start the Grump with the 250 damage that it did. And you're checking lanes, that's good. Of course, you should. Yeah. It's not surprising, right? You could also survive here, but.
Do I walk up here?
No, you're dead. Like, you can maybe survive if you W, like him when he jumps, but it's not the easiest thing to do. But this could be avoided. Like, if I could predict that Rengar is going to come, like I literally predicted it. I've never seen the VOD before, and I literally predicted. Why wouldn't you be able to? Right? It's not even about being like really smart. It's just about logic.
Yeah.
It's literally logic only. It's not. I'm not like trying to downplay the fact that I could predict it.
Yeah.
It's just logic. It's nothing else. So if you just turn on your brain and you think, you know what the enemy champion wants to do.
Yeah.
And now you're dead. And I'm not gonna like lie to you. The game is pretty much over from here.
Yeah.
When you die on first clear, the FF button looks really, really juicy.
Yeah.
Because they're like, for you to win now, enemy laners have to be really troll. You could probably still win, right? But it's very hard because there's nothing you can really do. And of course, buy. Like, when you die, buy. You have 500 gold. Use it. Because you walk out of place here.
This
is obviously grief, and you should know that when you die, instantly buy and pay attention to what you want to play towards next, because League of Legends is not a game that is played in the moment. It's something like League of Legends is a game where you think ahead of time, and then you make a play. But you should not be thinking ahead of time right now. You should just be focusing on the basics. And you obviously should buy here a ruby and 1 pink ward.
I can realize,
you realize it, but obviously now you don't get the movement speed. You don't get the movement speeds, and you have to go back. Like, it's just so fucking shit. Just FF, right?
Yeah.
Thank God you have another bot.
Yeah, that's why I have 2 votes.
But this one is a really important one. Don't get me wrong, right? Because
Yeah,
this is a game where you lose on logic, nothing else really.
yeah.
But now you know what Rengar players likes to do, and you
Mhm.
know how to avoid it.
So you would go blue, red, Raptors, and then bot gank or run top?
Blue,
Yeah,
red,
yeah.
Raptors, Wolves, and then pay
Mhm.
attention to mid or top lane.
Okay.
This way you avoid the Rengar, and you
Mhm.
also play towards your Aurelia,
Mhm.
right? Because if you, it looks kind of troll, right? Starting on blue, but it
Mhm.
isn't, because you
Yeah.
avoid your weakness and you play towards
Mhm.
your strength. Because you come
But
back to the lane you want to play around. Yeah, what do you want to say?
yeah. Do you only start blue because you think Rengar is starting red? Or would you play the same way
No,
if Rengar
no,
starts blue?
no. You're starting blue because you wanna be at Aurelia. Like you wanna
Okay.
be towards Aurelia. Because if you do this right, you start red, then go to blue. Then
Yeah.
you're on top side. You have uncleared camps,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And
then
you're
you do
only level
this
2.
right. Yeah, you're only level 2, but you will be level 2 anyways. The thing is, then you have these two camps, and you are kind of forced to go back towards bot side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where here you clear the raptors, and you have two camps left, and
Mhm.
you play towards the lane that you wanted to play around.
Yeah.
Because
Makes sense.
again, I don't really care about you playing around the right lane right now. I'm just caring about you learning the basics. Yeah.
This was just so sad to watch.
I mean, it's whatever, right? Because this is not on. I mean, this is on you, right? You are the reason that the Rengar's fed. But
Yeah.
I mean, as I said to you, the game is kind of over.
Yeah.
So this is irrelevant. I'm not. I'm just talking. That's why I'm not answering you or going
Yeah.
to the next game.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
next.
So now you learned a little bit about how to play as a ganking jungler,
Mhm.
right? And then we go into more of a farming style, which is a lot different.
This is
Uh,
spicy.
there we go.
There we go.
All right.
I uh I'm thinking Shaker is gonna do a 3 camp bot, gank bot. Uh I wanna play towards top. Mid gets pushed in, but it's the same with Vel'Koz.
So on Fiddlesticks, right?
Yeah.
You wanna play for the crap. You wanna play for hitting
Okay.
6 as fast as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best chance for you to get a crap?
Top.
Sure.
Yeah. I think bot will have prior, no?
Enemy or you?
The enemy will have prior.
No, for sure not.
No?
Caitlyn Morgana is one of the strongest duos.
Yeah.
They outrange both of these. They outrange.
Mm-hmm.
They do more damage. They have more wave clear.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have bot prio, it's because they are absolutely disgustingly bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have bot prio. Mid lane, you should also have mid lane prio, because
Mm-hmm.
range versus melee. Aurelion Soul, what he likes to do is he likes to clear mid wave and move away from mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Seth is going to like try to contest or try to fight level 3, because that's when his champ comes online, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should have prio mid, you should have prio bot. Top lane is a little bit weird because they have to fight for it.
Cool matchup.
Now I'm going into depth, and you don't have to really think about this, but Yora looks like she has more scaling runes, and Irelia has fighting runes.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking about it right now, of course, you know, it is plat, so how the lane should go is probably not how they're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it right now, I really should have prio, right? So prio. But of course you don't know this, but how you need to think about it is you just need to understand the essence, and you need to understand like just the basic mindset, right? So ranged versus melee, what does the champ like to do? I'm sure if you're plat, you should know every champ, right? The champ likes to clear or wave clear and then move away from lane, so he should have prio because this is melee. Bot lane, you just have a strong ADC support combo. This is also, I mean, not the worst combo, but Sona as a champion is really disgustingly bad, like level 1 to 3. But she scales insanely well, right? She's one of the best scalers in the game, if not the best. So if she scaled better than any other champion and was really strong early, that would be pretty unfair, no?
No. Wait, Seraphine? No?
I mean, Seraphine is also really good, right? But it doesn't really matter. What matters is you just have to understand the champions and how they work together.
Yeah.
I mean, how they work together, and also, you know, how they work as an individual champion. Because then you should it should be relatively easy for you to understand who has prio and who doesn't have prio. Then we can talk about, you know, wave management and wave manipulation, but that's not something I can teach you right now because obviously we don't have time. But yeah. So with that said, right, should we still path towards top lane?
No, probably path what?
Yeah.
Get what crap.
Yeah. And of course you shouldn't and this is as well really bad, right? But this is a bad habit you have. This ping board will have no value. Quickly, just need to see the enemy jungle. Yeah, so Shaco, right? Shaco needs to gank. Shaco needs to find kills to be relevant because he can't clear camps at some point if he doesn't have kills. So we should ping for our laners because he can also invade you, right? But he probably won't. Be like the fact that you are really strong on your camps because you can heal. He probably doesn't think like that, but you are very strong if you can heal on your camps. So we should use our pink ward for laners so they don't die, because if you reach 6 without no one being dead, you are very happy, right? You're a smiley face.
Yeah.
You're a smiley face. But you need to reach that point somehow, right? Because your champ doesn't gank well. Okay, we have a pink ward. That's pretty fucking good. Then use the pink ward, because if you use it here, it doesn't have any value. Same.
Where do you put it?
You can put it. I will go in a different program to show this. So some good ward placements for Fiddle. If you think you're getting invaded, you can ward here. Also, if you have something like Ezreal Yumi that will get pushed in, you're also warding for them, because if they get dived, they see the ward. If you just want to be safe and you want to make sure that the ward never dies, you place it here. If you want to see the enemy jungler potentially gank, you place it here. If you're okay with the ward dying, literally all you gotta do is place it here, because that means, you know, jungler, like, you have to place it relatively late though, right? You don't want to place it at 1 minute and then it just gets cleared. But you want to place it late enough so that these guys are in lane. And jungler has to walk around. But you can also be really cheeky and just place it here. This is better because they don't really clear it for free. So you place it here so it covers this and it covers this. Because the thing about platinum players, right, is if they know where the jungler is, it doesn't matter because they don't care. But if they see the jungler, they care because they need to see it with their own eyes. So you place it here. Like, it looks troll, right? Because it's a pink ward in the middle of river. But it's not, because if it gets cleared, it did its job. Right? If it gets cleared by the jungler, it did its job. Because it spotted the jungler, which means in a normal human being's brain, that should be an alert sign, right? And it means that they won't die. But yeah, the safest placement where it will not die before you get another one is here, here, or here.
And for the Shaco game, where would you put it?
I would put it here, because you just need to protect your bot lane. So put it here at like 1 minute and walk towards top and clear down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to place it in a spot where, you know, support can't just go cleared for free. So you place it a little bit further down, so if support comes, they can go and fight for the pink.
Yeah.
But yeah, you place it so that the Shaco can't just gank for free. Of course, the thing with Shaco is that he can jump the wall here and gank. Yeah, Shaco can do a lot of ganks, but it also, you have to trust your laners a little bit, which isn't nice.
Yeah.
Because you don't have limited pink wards or unlimited pink wards. You only have one, right?
Yeah.
So here is the best. But yeah, the safest ones and the ones that you're most likely going to do in the future is this one. This one is pretty good because it allows you to see if the guy is in waiting raptors, right? It also allows it allows you to see if he comes here, maybe ganks mid lane. But this one is relatively good. This one as well, if he comes around or he goes to the scuttle. So this one and this one is the more frequent ones. This one is also pretty good because if it gets cleared, it did its job because we know where he is exactly. Yeah. Which again creates an alarm system in your laners. It should at least. Yeah. All right, let's go into the game. Have you seen some fiddle clear videos?
Yes.
Also,
I messed this up slightly.
Place the ward here because it grants more vision, right?
Yeah.
Where if you place it here, it only spots like here.
Yeah.
A little bit further out, but you want it to have max value, and the same goes to the pink ward. If you place the pink, don't place it on the edge of the bush, because if you place it on the edge of the bush, it will only see this, right? Like a little bit further down, where if you place it here, it will spot all of this. And you should obviously place it here, right on the edge, because you get all the information. So, yeah. But this is, yeah, this is important, but this is not the main thing you need to learn right now. Yeah, and of course they shouldn't leash. They shouldn't even leash if you needed a leash. Like this lane right here, they can't leash. They want to be oppressive from the start of the game.
I messed this up slightly. So very sad.
Yeah, I see.
But they come back, it's okay.
I mean, yeah, it could definitely be worse, but it does mean that you are gonna clear a little bit slow, of course.
This one's the hardest quadrant to clear. This one I always mess up. All the other three are easy.
I think the red one is the hardest.
Which one?
There's also a leaf here. I actually coached someone called Hart who talked about a leaf. I will find it after the session and send it to you. But there's a leaf where if you stand on it, I think it's this one. If you stand on this leaf, you can't fuck it up.
Okay.
But I will send a picture after, because I am not 100% sure. But yeah, I think it's the leaf.
Yeah, I can do the other three quadrants, but
yeah. I mean, I think the red one is arguably harder, but it's all like when you learn it. This one here.
Ah, no, that's easy.
All right, I think when you learn it, right, you can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
So I will send you the spot, and then I don't see you fucking it up again.
Literally like one mouse click, and then you're good. But until you learn that mouse click, it's painful.
Yeah. I mean, Fiddle is like the hardest thing on Fiddle is to clear efficiently early game.
This was so clean. This was so clean.
You can already see that they have prio, right?
Yeah.
So this is something I knew, but if you just think about it in a genuine, like not a genuine, why do I keep saying that? But if you just think about it, the combo is pretty disgusting, right? 1 Q from her, it's a trap, it's a W guarantee, which is a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
So this combo is is really illegal.
Mhm.
And yeah, it can only be fucked by jungle ganks. So if you prevent the jungle ganks, they should be good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they kill, which is very predictable, I would say.
Mhm.
And Shago's there. Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought?
I think I. Oh, maybe I didn't tell them.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very obvious, right? And you
Yeah.
should definitely have told them. Here, another thing. Just walk it down. Go here. And W, because then you get the small one.
Mhm.
Because now you're somewhat wasting your W.
Mhm.
But did you watch videos on the clear?
Yes.
All
I
right.
have.
All right, all right.
I just need to practice that one because I mess it up
Yeah.
sometimes, and the red resets. And I'd rather not the red reset than save. I don't know, 3 seconds
Yeah, yeah.
or 5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's much better. Here, Aurelia TP'd.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah, she flashed as well. Aurelia TP'd, she flashed. Fiora has TP. I don't know
Yeah.
if she has flash, doesn't matter, but she has TP. So you should, if you pay attention, you see the wave state being in a very suboptimal spot for Fiora. Or not for Fiora, but Aurelia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the wave is in a spot where she needs to overextend. She needs to be here, push the wave. So you should pay attention to that, and you will see that the wave state has to be pushed. She needs to kill all of these, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you should be there. You should wait for him to reset, TP, and then be there immediately. Because it's a free kill if she stays, right? She should reset, which she does. So that's perfect, right? She does reset actually. Really good. And we get the crab. Nice. And here you see him. You need to tap because he's level 3. He cleared the scuttle. No, he didn't actually clear the scuttle. Oh, he did clear the scuttle. He's level 3 and he cleared the scuttle. So some camps are up. And we know what camps are up because he had red, he had 12 CS. All of this is up.
Yeah.
All of it. Go eat it.
So instead of taking Scuffle, do you take his red, or do you
Yes.
take Scuffle and then red?
No,
Blue.
blue. Yeah, blue and Grump. You can always take the scuttle after. And even if you trade the scuttle, let's say, he's a psychopath and he goes from scuttle to your scuttle,
Mm-hmm.
or to the scuttle, he's griefing. Because you should already have taken the scuttle. He should go straight to blue. But if you go straight to blue after having cleared this, he can't make it here.
Mm-hmm.
So you should eat the blue and then take the scuttle. And you have CS lead, or not CS lead, but you have level lead.
Mm-hmm.
So you're way stronger. Obviously shouldn't be afraid. And yeah, now it's kind of too late. And you start the resets. Which is okay. Like this starting the reset is okay, but it means now that Shaco doesn't lose anything from going bot lane. And every single time that you see a jungler do this and then into bot lane, he should get punished in a way. Now he doesn't get punished at all. So what you should do, going back, here, boom, when you see him bot lane, finish the red buff, skip the golems, and run straight and take all 3. All 3. Because these 3 camps are always gonna outvalue the Grump or the Golem camp, right? Plus, you also leave him with nothing to do. If you clear all of these, there's nothing he can do. What can he do? He can sit and wait on the Raptors and Golems.
Yeah.
But for some reason, plat players and below, they think that the enemy jungle is like unknown territory. It's like a nuclear power plant or something. And it's something you need to get rid of. Because if enemy jungler ever does this again, you need to punish him. And you see him here, right? See him here.
But,
yeah.
So you said start topside, go bot, right?
Yeah.
So you can test bot scuttle.
Yeah.
So you can't take his topside jungle.
No, not in this spot, because in this spot you should just clear. You should contest this crap because you're level 4, he's level 3. If he ganks, sure enough, you know, you might not be able to get the crap. But you are level lead, so your smite does more damage. And
Well,
you can.
does it? That
Yeah, it
got
does.
changed.
It changes after you get after you spend this.
Yeah, but
Because then it gets 900 every time.
but the smite still does. Smite will always do 450 until it changes now. Smite does.
It was 11 for, I think. I think you might actually be right there. Coach, by the way.
There you go. Oh, that's bug fixes. Yeah, system
It's a little bit further. Yeah, it's a little bit further down.
There you go.
I mean, we can just see it when you level up. Actually, I didn't think of that. When you level up, we can see it. Oh yeah, I mean, you're right. Okay, coach, by the way. But we should still punish him. That's kind of what I want to get into, right? But yeah, it's my bad. I'm stuck in the past. Whenever you see this, punish him. If it's like, let's say he does this, right? He does blue side, goes here, you start it bot, you just punish him here, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter in like where you started now and what happened there, what you should have done. Whenever a jungler ganks, it usually means there's consequences to it, because if he ganks, we should take from him. Another thing you could do as well, right, is after you full clear this quadrant, let's say you started topside, you will see him gank here. After his clear, you can just go take his camps. In higher elo, it isn't good to do, because I think the Shaco will just run into your blue side. But in plat, I think it's the best thing to do, because of the fact that the guy might not know. As I said to you, he thinks there's a nuclear power plant. And you can just reset after and take your camps, and you get 3 quadrants, he gets 1.
Yeah, and you're so far ahead.
But yeah, you will find this, like, you will see the situations like many times where he clears this and ganks, or he clears this and ganks, and he has to lose something for it every single time. And it's also like, it's all about like reacting. It's not about thinking ahead of time in the spot. It's just about reacting, and you need to react immediately when you see him, because when you see him, all his camps are yours. Okay, let's move on. And yeah, in the spots, I mean, you don't really have to reset. You could probably fight it here, although your Aurelian Soul isn't necessarily strong. I think you're strong enough, because your top laner has priority as well, right? He TP'd back, Aurelia resets, so he has priority, he can move. Your mid laner doesn't really have priority right now, but you're incredibly strong.
Yeah.
If you, what's it called? If you surprise him.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And now your top laner might get ganked as well. Because the wave, like, something I could teach you now, like when the wave gets pushed in like this, right? His next minion wave, let's just go with this one, right? Will start clumping up here, and it will start bouncing back to the Aurelia. It's something that let me teach you it now, actually. So let's say Morgana and Caitlyn are winning, right? They are winning. bot lane from level 1. So wave 1, they start getting an advantage. Wave 2, they start slow pushing, and wave 3, they start crashing. So they crash on wave 3. What ends up happening then is that the wave 4 and the wave 5 is gonna bounce back, and on wave 4 and 5 you can gank. Most likely wave 5, because that's when it starts bouncing. When it starts bouncing, they have to overextend to push in the wave, and you can fight them.
Okay.
But that's just something you need to be aware of being a thing, because that means you can figure ahead of time, but you again need to learn the basics now.
Is that the same for the Shaco topside? So
yeah, it's the same for Shaco, right? Because look at the wave.
pushed it in.
Yes,
and then
exactly.
It bounces back.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Pushes.
Exactly. And you don't need to do it on 3 waves. You can do it on 2 waves, but it isn't as efficient, because that means the guy has a cannon wave and it just keeps stacking, and he might have, like, let's just say 15 minions, right? Which does a lot of damage. 15 minions plus a cannon does a shit ton of damage to like level 4 champions. So as you can see, right, the wave is bouncing, so the wave is big. And this wave is not going to crash in time, or his wave is going to be here, and then he's going to overextend to push the wave, and Shaco can gank. And the same is for you. It's the exact same thing for you that it is for him. Because if you're aware of this, right, if you're aware of the bounce, you can counter gank it.
Yeah.
But again, this is not something you need to be like putting a lot of focus on right now. It's something you just need to know is a thing, because then you can learn it later on. Yeah. And this is good. Don't go Drake, of course. Even though it's spawning and you have prio, you should just full clear. Hit 6. Yeah. Okay, this is something you need to learn and you need to take away from the session now. If a mid laner is low, right, like this, mid laner, 1 HP, no barrier, what you need to do is you just need to go and play mid lane. You just need to sit in mid lane and farm the wave. Because that wave, he can reset, and you get XP, right? So that moves you closer to 6. Like, this minion wave here that is on the tower gives more than this raptor camp here. Plus, you get the minion wave and the raptors, so you're very, very happy.
Yeah.
So you need to take this away like immediately. Like, engrave it in your mind. If mid lane is low, you go and take the wave. Another thing is, if both mid laners die, or both top laners die, right? Something that happens sometimes. Go and eat the wave. Just go and push the wave, because it's the net wave for your team, and it's a net lose for their team. It might not, be good for him, but it's good for you. So it's a good thing to do for your team. And if enemy jungler doesn't come and collect the wave, the wave just gets lost, right?
Yeah.
The wave just gets lost, and no one gets the XP and gold. Yeah, and here it is, right? He resets, and you should do everything in your power to go mid lane and take that cannon wave. Because cannon wave is even better. The cannon wave is like getting a new car.
Yeah.
Right? The cannon wave is freaky. That's some good shit. Go and eat that cannon wave. If you can take that cannon wave, we for sure go ahead and do it, right? Because it puts you level 6. After you eat that wave, you're level 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, Aurelian would lose it anyways, right? So go and eat it. So important. So fucking important.
This was a funny game.
And imagine you're level 6 ganking this. The guy can't breathe.
Yeah.
And now he probably kills you.
No, he
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. Alright, but it gets closer than comfortably, right? You actually have to flash. You actually have to flash.
Right? I don't think I had to flash, but
I mean, if he had Q up, I don't know if he had Q up. He should have though. Like here he Qs there. He has Q up. You actually, he doesn't have mana though. He doesn't have mana.
Oh.
Yeah, but
didn't need
like why do we come to why does it come to this, right? It should never come to a situation where you feel pressured in any sort of way, right?
Yeah.
Because you gank pre-6, but you should have been 6 by eating the wave.
Yeah.
And it's something you have to take away from the session right now before you even have to watch the VOD, because it's so fucking important. Eating waves when you can is like the favorite thing for junglers. It should be the favorite thing, like the most favorite thing for junglers. Of course, don't go take the wave from him if he does, like if you don't need to. But if you can, you should always do it, especially in mid wave, because it's in the middle of the lane, right? Or in the middle of the game. And here you push the wave out for him. That is completely fine. And you reset. You should just help him push out and eat the scuttle instead. Because we know Shaco was bot lane. He just ganked bot, right?
Yeah.
So you should just go eat the scuttle.
Yeah.
And here he didn't need you to do this. The wave was frozen, right? I didn't even pay attention to that actually. But you did not need to do this. The wave was in a perfect spot where he would just perma-freeze. And I really would lose this wave. But this is just because you don't know wave management. But this is really simple. So enemy has way more minions. Also has a cannon, right? So that counts for a little bit more. Now Fiora can freeze. He can just reset on the freeze, come back to the wave being here, and Irelia loses more, and Fiora has a favorable lane state.
And then you can just regank with 6.
Yeah, you could regank. You could actually just regank it, right? And now you ate his cannon, and he's really fucking unhappy. But yeah, we lost the scuttle now. And of course you should buy boots, right? But we already talked about that.
Yeah.
And you eat the kill, it's good. A little bit unlucky on that. But yeah, just clear now.
Now they're spam pinging me for Drake.
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, you can take the Drake after. Although, you know, right now, your bot lane has prio. I mean, going Drake is fine here. Going Drake is good. You should just get the Drake and then go to your camps after. Because the Drake is guaranteed. It takes 10 seconds. So 10 seconds isn't necessarily, you know, bad for you clear. If you had to solo it though, we would say fuck the Drake. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you should of course eat this. But this is like micro stuff that isn't like my main priority right now. Because you have Black Shield, so eating it just means no one gets stunned. Yeah, and you find yourself in a position where you can ult. Yeah, GG, game's over. They just don't respect that you're playing Fiddlesticks. But this was pretty good. Satisfying. This was pretty good from you. Like, you are not wasting time standing there. You're finding an ult position, and you get 3-man fear, and the game's like really, really over. But yeah, really good from you. They can see that you play Fiddlesticks at least.
And they get the Ashe kill.
Yep. And you go back to clearing.
Yeah. The only thing I can do.
Yeah. Shaco is level 5 though. He has blue, no, he has red buff. There is potential for his raptors being up. That said, should we go to his raptors even if they're up? You think?
No. Said.
And I mean, Seth is irrelevant. You don't care about him. You care, like, the only thing you care about is the fact that you have 6 camps up, right? Okay. So we want to cycle through the camps. If you go to his raptors, you have to go back to your camps.
Yeah.
And we lose more time. We don't want to lose time. We want to clear, and we want to cycle through our camps so our camps respawn and we can take them again. So if your camps are down, though, if all your camps are down, you have to go and take the raptors. If they're up, right? I'm not 100% sure they're up, but there is a possibility that they're up. But yeah, not take the raptors in this spot because you have 6 camps up and you want to cycle through them. Of course, you don't want to stop your W. I'm pretty sure you stopped the W here, right? Didn't you? Oh, you didn't. It looked a bit weird. We should just cycle through camps. We don't care about what's happening in bot right now. We don't want to waste time. Don't walk there. Doesn't matter. Just want to cycle through our camps. And here you see top lane, right? If you pay attention, you didn't though, but if you look at top lane, you know that the wave is slow pushing, which also means like the wave is bouncing, right? If like Aurelia pushed it, and the wave is bouncing. So Fiora has to extend. That means Shaco can gank, and it also means we can shadow it, because if we shadow it, and Aurelia, right? This is a free kill. You just wait for your ult, and we kill. But you just want to shadow it. The intention is not really killing Aurelia, but of course if she steps up, we take the free kill, right? And it comes back to you knowing wave states. And as I said to you...
I think we get the kill.
Yeah, you get the kill for sure. I mean, do you get it anyways?
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter, right? You can always be result based. But the intention behind it is what matters to me. Because if the intention behind it is good, then I'm completely happy. Then you can be result based because your intention was good. But your intention isn't there. You're just seeing a low player, and you're like, okay, fair enough, I just go kill, right? Yeah. Which isn't a good intention. That is just, I see, I kill.
Lucky, yeah.
Yeah, it's lucky, right? There's no thought process behind it. But the thought process you need to implement is top wave here. You see, is slow pushing, right? So pay attention to the slow push. Go around here and shadow the guy, because if you shadow him, you're there for the 2v2, and you're there if Aurelia fights for the freeze. Because as you can see here, if we go up, he fights for the freeze. He doesn't fight because he necessarily is looking to kill. He's just fighting because he wants to hold the wave here, so Shaco might be able to gank, or he can fight him 1v1. Right, so intention is the most important thing. If you have intention behind what you're doing, you can also justify what you're doing. If you even misplay, you can also justify it. Like, of course, your intention can be wrong, right? But if there's intention, it's a really good start and a really good base to like become better.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and this rift is good. You have prio in both lanes, and you don't have camps. If you had 6 camps up, right, this would be really troll. Because you want to cycle through camps. So this rift is really good. We eat the rift and we insta reset. We don't necessarily care about top lane. He's most likely out. Okay, he's dead.
No, he's dead.
Yeah, doesn't matter. What you should do now, though, is that you should rock instantly top lane. Because if you don't go top lane now, Aurelia is gonna get 4 plates. Okay, she's gonna get 2 plates because she has TP. If she didn't have TP, it's 4 plates right there. Another thing is you should already realize it here. You should realize that he's dead. Okay, he's dead. We just walk up, we eat the wave when it comes in, and then we reset. So you just delay your reset a little bit to deny Aurelia from getting 360 gold.
Good ton of gold.
Yeah, and also you lose the wave. So if we like plus the wave in, you lose like 550 gold, right? With XP of XP and gold. So 550 gold that we can easily avoid just by walking up there, delaying our base with like 30 seconds. And also, you know, you get the XP from the wave, so you're not doing it for no reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you should just realize that he's dead, right? And then walk up there and take it. If he wasn't getting ganked, like, it doesn't matter if... Then, of course, you resetting is fine, because you didn't know he was getting ganked. And there was no reason for him to be there anyways. He was just pushing tower, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
mean, you should be using your pink ward.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you should be using your pink ward.
Wait, Morgana swept it when I was in the first bush.
Alright.
Morgana swept. Because there was there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Then it's completely fine. I just rolled over it, but yeah. I rolled over it. But I mean, really nice, right? They're pushing really far up. and you are covering it. They shouldn't be pushing if you're not there though. You're here, and they swept the bush for you, and you get double kill.
They don't even get the kill. That's so sad.
I mean,
so sad.
it's you're happy, and you shouldn't use Rift here. The tower's
I
over
don't.
that. You save it and you go mid and you take it there.
Yep, that's exactly what I did.
Perfect.
Is there any scenario where you do Rift mid? Bot.
No, there's not a single one because the plate is on 2. I mean, yeah, there is a scenario. If a hypothetical situation, the plates are 4 here, right? 4 plates or 5 plates, then you can do it. You know how to use Herald, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you try to explain it to me?
No, please explain it.
No, try to explain it to me first. Then I will do it.
Isn't first Herald is like the main objective is trying to get a full tower, and if you can't,
Yeah,
just
but
to get the
how do
gold.
we use Herald on the tower for maximum value?
Oh, you try and get it to 2.5, and then you use it because each plate that goes down it adds armor, so you do less damage.
Yeah, I'm on magic resist, so if you can get it to 3 plates, that's fine. Because when you pop the Herald, it's gonna be going down right, and then you kill.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should be using it. If it had 5 plates, you're not gonna do damage at a certain point, and then you can use it just to get tempo. Because if you stand here and hit the tower for 5 plates, it's gonna take 45, 1 minute.
Yeah.
It's gonna take forever. And I mean, another thing, right, is if you take the tower now, you are denying Morgana and Ashe from like punishing them. That said, Morgana and Ashe, they want to take the bot tower, they want to move into top tower, and then they want to move into mid tower. They want to move around the map. If they are standing still in bot, the champs are useless. They need to move around. Yeah. I mean, we're just doing 2 things at once, but there's nothing I can really say. I can tell you how it's supposed to go, but it won't necessarily do anything for you. So how it's supposed to go is they push mid. When the wave is pushed, which it is like very far, when the wave is pushed, they move in and replace vision for the herald, for the drake. We can also do it in a way where you place the vision, right? You place vision around the objective so it can't get taken. Then you put heralds. You take the tower, come back to the vision, and then start the objective. Like, this is the worst possible way of doing it, where you split up in teams, and one team is taking this, one team is taking this, because it leaves room for enemies to like capitalize on it. If they can capitalize on mid, they can capitalize on the drake, because you're not playing as a team, you're just playing solo queue. But that's how it's supposed to go. It's never how it's going to go, though. But you still need to be aware of it. Yeah.
I don't know what the Shaco was doing. Didn't have the smite button.
I mean, you got it, but again, the setup is as bad as it could be.
Yeah. So for vision, do you put one behind the pit?
For vision. When you want to place vision around the drake, do you want to use pink wards in here?
Yes.
No.
No.
Because if you do that, they get cleared. Right? They get cleared really easily. But if you put your pink wards here, you can't defend the pink wards. Right? So you should place your pink wards here. I mean, like, you can place one here, right? You can place one here, here. Here is fine. Sometimes you can defend it here. And then you want to place your blue trinkets, or not blue trinkets, but normal wards, right? You want to place them here, because you don't care about them dying. That doesn't matter to you. And you don't want to place them like necessarily like this, because it's like way too much at the same spot, right? But you can like leave this one out.
Mhm.
Pink warding this is fine if enemy has vision on it. If they
Mhm.
don't, you're just wasting your pink ward. You should be using it here. But this is fine, right? So you place it here, and then you should have full vision.
Mhm.
You can also put one here, but then obviously you won't see them if they go to the bush. But you should still be aware of it because you get double vision, right?
Mhm.
So you want to place vision. You want to place your pinks in a place where you can defend them. It's a little bit different on fiddle because fiddle, it's iffy, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a normal champ, you want to place them where you can protect them.
A non-broken one.
And what you want to do as well is when you are going for an objective, you want to create pressure points. Pressure points are waves.
Mm-hmm.
It can be split push, it can be waves. So when you want to push the objective, let's say you're pushing for the objective, you push one wave, set the vision, you go back to the wave, and then you push again when the Drake is spawned. Because if you push again, someone has to come collect that wave. Right? If they don't collect it, they lose the XP and gold.
Makes sense.
And yeah, you can do it in bot and mid lane because then it's happening in 2 lanes, right? And they're losing XP and gold for 2 waves. That said, this is something you just need to be aware of. Aware of it. You just need to know that it's a thing, but it's not something you can do in plat. It's not something that's ever possible in plat. I think people just like to do random and stupid shit, so it's not something that you can really do. But again, being aware of it being a thing is good enough for now. Because you have way more alarming issues or things you need to focus on. Okay. I mean, I kind of got sidetracked from the game now, but the most important things I already talked about. I think we just stop it here.
Yeah. I mean, I think the game's pretty much over.
Yeah, the game is pretty much over, but the most important things that you need to learn have already been talked about. Now it's just going to be, closing out the game and winning fights, how to set up the fights, which isn't really relevant because it changes every game. I want to teach you fundamentals. Oh. Do you hear me?